can't see me because my head is the thumbnail.
That should be our thumbnail. We'll wait till that goes. Thumbnail created.
Is that a Battle Angel Franken emoji?
I hope so.
Yeah. Diva
I hope so.
Hey, .neb.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to
Punchy
Book Club, the last Punchy Book Club
of the year
of 2018.
Episode 9. So episode 10, which is the last episode of this season, will be in January.
Cheers to that, my friend.
Cheers.
So
you all got your drinks ready to talk about the dystopian cyberpunk future of Alita Battle Angel, which I realized today I may not have read everything I needed to read.
Well, so this is a conversation that we're going to have right off the bat. First of all, for those of you who have not read the book, there will be spoilers.
About this?
About Alita Battle Angel, or Battle Angel Alita. I've been calling it Battle Angel Alita.
Or just Alita. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I just say Alita because it's shorter.
So,
Volume 1, which is what I told everyone to get. When I looked up on Wikipedia, it said that Volume 1 encompassed chapters 1 to 7. Which is what I read. But then when I looked at Liz's book today, Volume 1, she has the deluxe, but I feel like it's maybe the same for both the deluxe and the regular. Volume 1 has chapters 1 to 7. Hold on.
oh, Mr. Itch, yeah. Just give it a shot, Saga. Hello, Kung Fu Fenris. And hello, Crosshair, and Mistrich, and Kaiser Omnic, and .neb, and I sure could.
I'm like still trying to look for it. Oh,
that was the end of the song, so this is...
Here we go. There's a thing that said...
This is deceiving.
Anyways, 8 onwards, I didn't read.
So Cathy has read story 1 through 7?
Yeah.
And I've read stories 1 through like 12 or
12
something.
12 or 11 or something like that.
Oh, thanks. No, Cathy's bringing us
hair-
80s
hair on
realness.
fleeks,
I am
thanks.
here for this.
I'm all about that big curly hair lately.
And my hair has been darkened, freshened up.
I was gonna say
I dig.
darker.
Yeah.
I like this better. I don't know. I really like darker hair on people who
love-
have like green or blue eyes because it like makes them pop.
I love this dark hair. I'm going to a dark place.
Dark hair.
So basically that means that, hey, we're really curious how many of the stories you read. So for those of you who did read, could you please let us know? And then we'll do our best to assimilate. Assimilate.
Because if everyone did read up to 11, like, I'll just get spoiled. I don't care. Because either way, I did like research things and spoil myself on some things, and I did also see the trailer for Battle Angel Alita, the movie.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Which like touches on things in here
Shit.
that I was not sure about until you confirmed it to me.
Okay.
The Yugi.
So
Yugi. I was gonna say Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah, that's the best thing that I can say about how far my story goes or my book goes is that it talks about a character named Yugo. So anybody who has read any story about a character named Yugo,
Raise your hand.
raise your hand. And if you didn't,
Okay,
raise
so
2 hands.
Kaiser also read up to 7
Okay.
in the OG edition. Maybe that's what I was seeing it was for the original. Anyways.
Maybe.
And Miss Rich. So when I first saw the trailer, I was like, that's cool. Because I had no context and I didn't know it was based on a manga until my friend told me. But now that I've read the manga...
Do you like it more or less?
Well, I mean, it's just a trailer, right? But
yeah,
I
but
feel like...
trailers are garbage.
I know, but I feel like the trailer did touch on things that were in the book. So I'm still like... Jury's still out.
I'm just getting that mic pointed at you.
I don't know if I love the look of Alita in the trailer, but I did feel like the trailer might be like pretty, maybe not necessarily true to the books, but like pretty close.
Okay.
From what it seemed. We should watch the trailer after.
Crosshair is probably where Neil is.
100%.
The last story talked about a boy looking to be Alita's age, named Hugo.
You're not where Neil is, because Liz's book has 420 pages.
It sounds like I'm the only one who read about Hugo, so yeah, sorry, Kung Fu. Something funky happening with our sound balance.
Was the last thing you read the battle with Makaku? Yes or no? Because I think that's how how it ended for me. The online version is shorter. Like, that's what I read, and it goes up to 7. Love the A's. Oh, the eyes.
Yep. Okay. Look, I'm
Mine
the only
was the
one.
battle.
I'm the
Okay.
only one who read past.
Okay.
This is fine. So we are talking
We're
up
good.
to.
This is better. Well, actually, no. The other way would have been fine, because either way would have been only one of us that's like behind. And
But it's better that I read too much than you
at
read
least
too
I'm not
little.
out of
Yeah.
the loop.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking chapters 1 to 7, ending with the Battle of Makaku. So let's get this started.
Shit down.
First impressions, Liz.
I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Must have been living under a rock. I'm also very out of the manga loop, so I just had no idea what this was until Cathy told me about it. And I liked what I read, and I look forward to reading more. If I'm gonna nitpick, I found the battle scenes very confusing.
I agree.
I had no idea what was going on in the fights, but I figured most of the time she would win, so that was kind of what I was. But like, that's a minor quibble, and it's an issue that I come up with a lot when I'm reading graphic novels.
Okay.
It's either the battle scenes are confusing or they're not. But
That's
more
true.
often than not,
That's true.
I find that they're confusing. I love the world. There's certainly a lot of mystery still around it. A lot of things that I don't understand, which I imagine will become clearer in other volumes. Yeah, I dug.
Nice. So Mistress said it was cool. I'm not a big cyberpunk person,
Fair enough.
though, so I suppose I really liked it. That's great to hear. I like aesthetically cyberpunk, but I don't usually read cyberpunk novels. So my friend's the one that is it Nyla that recommended it, or like someone else also recommended it?
You talked about this because of Nyla, but maybe somebody else recommended it. If so, please shout it out.
So Nyla's the one that suggested this to me, brought it up for book club. There's also a movie that's going to be coming out. I also, like, when the trailer came out for the film, that was the first thing I knew about Alita, and I didn't even know it was a manga.
Oh, I thought you'd known about it for a long time. Okay.
No, until Nyla told me it's from one of her favorite mangas, which is why she told me to read it.
Hi, Aragon, by the way. Aragon.
Hello.
Aragon.
I really liked it. I also found the fighting kind of confusing, but that might just be manga fights, because I find like when you're reading a manga, sometimes the fight scenes are not really like laid out super clearly.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like, really loved it. Love the aesthetics of like the dystopian landscape and stuff. I thought the characters were very interesting, even though in the first 7 chapters you don't really know them well enough.
You're
like,
getting to know them.
At the start of the book, I really had suspicions about Daisuke being someone bad, like Ito, the doctor.
Yeah.
We'll just call him the doctor. At first, my initial response was like, I'm suspicious of this guy.
Well, and you were made to feel suspicious
Exactly.
of him right away, but
and then it turns out like you're just wrong about your suspicion, and he's like really is a good guy. And then Alita, like, we're still figuring her out as readers, and she's still figuring herself out.
Yep.
But I really liked it. I found there
enjoyed
was
that
like
we learned more as she did.
yeah.
No.
I did feel like some parts were a little bit like cornball kind of.
And
in
I
the
wonder
way
if
she
that was
responds.
do you think that was due to translation?
No, I actually think it's due to like the when this was written, which was like quite a while ago. I think it was like 80s. Looking up the publishing date. This is not the publishing date. Oh wow, do mangas not write that?
Aragen, yes, I cut my hair. I'm a short-haired person now. Shorter. Kung Fu Vendor said Dragon Ball had some really good fight scenes, but those are a high mark for
Yeah.
manga fights.
Okay, what else did people say?
Did I find that Sailor Moon had confusing fight scenes? I think so.
I did.
Some of the action scenes,
I
yeah,
did.
for sure.
First impression from Crosshair. First 10 pages were really confusing. Then I remembered, all right, Japanese comics, and started reading wrong. Otherwise, a bit weird use of color in only a few pages, but killer setting and story. I didn't have any color at all in like the ones I read online.
The color was mostly in the bonus illustrations for me. So I'm interested what kind of color, like for example this. That was weird.
I had only like the main pages were color.
This was
This is
color.
interesting that they did this in color.
Yeah. So I wonder if Crosshair saw like a deluxe color version online.
Okay, so it was created in 1990.
Thank you,
end
Arjun.
of the 80s.
End of the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
1990 is when it was written, the first book.
That explains your 80s hair.
Yes.
I knew it. I knew you were doing.
She has big hair.
homage.
She has big hair, so I have big hair. Homage to Alita. Ergun said, "You look. Oh, I'm gonna go see Alita for free.
How?
How? Tell us.
Tell us your secrets.
Also, there is a film already out, like a anime film based on the manga.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Nyla told me to watch it.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it.
Let's
at some
watch it.
point. Let's do it right now.
Oh
Play.
shit! Oh, I thought you were like, stream is canceled.
The stream is canceled. We're just gonna do an on-air watching of this manga. Aragen. Okay, I'm saying it wrong. Aragen.
Well, we might be pronouncing it wrong.
Is it
you work in
Aragwen?
the movie theater. No, this is Aragen. There's Aragwen and there's Aragen.
Aragen. Okay, sorry then. I mispronounced your name because I said Aragwen. Because I'm used to saying Aragwen. Aragen. Also told us
What is the drink in glass? Can Club, yo.
We're drinking some Canadian Club. Because we're Canadians.
And we're in the club.
Up in the club.
Sorry for our loud whiskey stone balls. Yes.
I found it to be very old school. It is very like like cyberpunk that was clearly imagined in the 80s.
Yeah.
Not set in the 80s, but like cyberpunk from the 80s.
Let's talk about.
Let's talk.
Well, just going off of that, because I think when people say cyberpunk, different images spring to mind.
Yeah.
There is the I live in a highly advanced, futuristic, very urban scenario.
Yep.
And there's the I live in a kind of dystopian wasteland, but there's all of these added like cyber enhancements. Or a combination of the two, which is what this is. There's the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, so my interpretation of cyberpunk is always both. Like, you're either... There's always, like, a distinct separation in, like, classes, and it's always, like, futuristic society where either you're really rich or really poor. And you're either living in, like, a dystopia, or you're living in, like, a futuristic society, and everyone's rich, and you have, like, a flying car and whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
But I do know, like, then there's things like Mad Max where it is like, is it Mad Max cyberpunk though?
Exactly.
It's more.
See, I would call that like a post-apocalyptic.
Yes, that. But then I think.
But sometimes there can be post-apocalyptic scenarios, like settings in cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
My immediate thing when I think of cyberpunk is like, Space Odyssey. No, not Space Odyssey. What am I thinking of?
Are you thinking of Blade Runner?
Yes,
There we
Blade
go.
Runner. Oh, I think 2001 Space Odyssey. But also 2001 Space Odyssey? Because it's in space. And there's like a talking computer.
I think that's just space.
Yeah, I guess.
Category is space.
Space. Oh my god, I would love that as a category on Drag Race. Yeah, I always think of Blade Runner, and I think Blade Runner has that mesh of like rich, like technologically advanced, but also like post-apocalyptic. You're poor and like living in a dystopia setting. So for Alita, though, I feel like we're only seeing one part of society.
Yes,
right now
very much.
I haven't encountered like the rich city life part in this book.
Oh, Kung Fu Fenris brings up a great point. So cyberpunk is defined by oppressive sci-fi society where technology is not improving human nature. I love that. So technology is very advanced, but mankind is still as shitty as it's always been. Maybe even
true.
shittier. And
Well,
more
you hear
oppressive.
about that in the way that Makaku comes to be. Is like, he was fucking living in a sewer and eating like rotten shit. And then, you know, people see him in the fucking sewer grate and like try to burn half his face, and like it's just like a narrative on like how fucking people treat other human beings, and it's like shit. So.
Well, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but in the second half of like in the stories that I read, the division, the divide between the surface and Zadem, I think is what it's called.
Isn't Zadem the city?
Yes, exactly. Okay. So that those are the haves, and then the have-nots are on the surface.
Yeah.
That's explored even further. The idea of, can you go from one to the other?
Okay.
What happens when you're exiled from one of the places? Is there any way for you to climb up out of the muck?
Yeah.
And what kind of sacrifices are being made by the surface dwelling folk so that the ones up top can live in the luxury that they are accustomed to?
Yeah.
Very Hunger Games as well, right? I mean, that's the...
Erigen said, fun fact, Blade Runner takes place in the Alien universe. I feel like now I want to go read like a timeline comparison of like Aliens and Blade Runner.
Do it!
I think, if I recall correctly, the series is famous for its backgrounds. I know Cathy loves the art discussion, so that might be a good talk about. Wow, I cannot read. So that might be a good point to talk about too at some point. Hell yes, we're going to talk about the art.
Absolutely, we're going to.
Crosshair says it was implied that the rich people grab almost dead folks, make them cyborgs, and then the people are in debt jail to pay back those parts, which is hilarious because that's totally kind of like what Repo the Genetic Opera is about. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Where like you can get organ transplants, but even if you have no money, but then you're put on like a payment plan, and if you don't pay, they get repossessed. I think it's hilarious. Also, y'all should watch it. It's a musical and it's amazing. Kung Fu Friend says, some might say we're pretty close to a cyberpunk society. William Gibson, father of original cyberpunk books, had pretty much stated that he's not writing cyberpunk science fiction anymore, but he's still writing the same books. Do I feel like we live in a cyberpunk society?
Whoa!
It's like a really...
It just got deep and we're 20 minutes in.
I know, it's great.
The first 5 minutes was determining how much of this we
haven't tangented yet into like a random
It's only a
topic.
matter of time.
Yes, Repo. Love Repo. Oh, you said we're close to one. I don't even know if we're close to one. I feel like we're still like 100 years out.
You know what? Over Christmas, here's the tangent for you. Here's the tangent we're looking for.
it.
But it does cycle back. Over Christmas, 3 different people, different like family and extended family members, gave another member of the family either a Google Play or an Alexa. Or, a Google Home or an Alexa. So my entire Christmas holiday was basically going into different houses, watching older individuals struggle to set it up, and then once they did set it up, just everybody was saying, hey Google, do this. Hey Google, that.
Yeah.
Look, my phone is responding to my voice right now.
Okay, I don't like. I have that.
So-
I have that shit turned off.
Here's the thing, it's
'Cause
listening to me. Hello.
I
But
don't like that.
This is where we're like, are we fully there? Who knows? But we are.
Are we
well
close to it?
on
Yeah.
our way.
So
Our
that's a good
phones
point. This is why, like, I don't
Can
have
plan everything. John and Kate's apartment, man. Like,
this is why I don't like things
they can
like
say,
this.
Siri, lights down 40% in the living room, and the lights
Yeah,
dim.
I'm not okay with this because I feel like we're gonna get to a point where technology will take over because it will become sentient and like it is smarter than us, even though we created it. And I'm just
all
like,
our cash is on chips that we
that's
also
the
carry
thing.
around.
And I'm
It's
like,
so true.
I'm like not okay with that.
Everyone
I feel
has
like
a phone, GPS location.
I feel like at some point when I'm older, because I'm old now, but when I'm older, I'm gonna like buy a safe and keep like money in a safe because I'm like
You're
not
gonna be one of
okay.
those people who've sewn dollar bills into a mattress, right?
Exactly.
Nice.
Because we're gonna reach a point
Cathy
where like
bills,
remember when everyone was so afraid of like the year 2000 and everything
Y2K,
resetting and all that shit. Like I feel like that might happen. Oh my god, I sound like such like a conspiracy.
You
theorist
do.
right
I can
now.
just imagine you rocking in
But
your
I
chair.
do living in my
With your
my
gold.
bomb shelter, my gold bricks stacked up against a wall. I do have like a slight, I'm not like a crazy paranoid person. I just do have a slight inclination that this might happen one day where like things go down and then you can't access your money and like you can't use your phone and people are not going to remember like how to communicate with like other human beings or like have real money and things like that, and it's just going to be bad fucking news. That's just my opinion.
This is why I say every single person should play
That's
Horizon
what crazy
Zero.
paranoid people
Horizon
say.
Zero Dawn. Everyone should play it. I will say no more, but you should. Yay!
Exactly. Gold cannot be devolved. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not a crazy paranoid.
Says every crazy paranoid person.
Somebody please has to quote
I
Cathy.
feel
Sounding
very
extremely
attacked right
paranoid. I am not a crazy paranoid.
now. Okay.
Nah, don't worry. When
Let's
the chips are down, when the shit hits the
We're
fan.
more in Orwell's 1984. Good point, Kaiser Omnic.
Oof. Yeah, I read that for my other book club.
And this
Dear
stream,
God.
we're technically having a hologram conference across the world. That's the other thing.
But it's true.
There's things I can appreciate about advancements
We're not
in
even
technology.
real.
We're not. I am a hologram.
A paranoid hologram, but a hologram all the same.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy now. My friend's city had the entire city's net go out. A giant cable for the internet company broke over a ravine and couldn't be repaired. City had no... But that's what I'm saying. We're so reliant on these things. Like, the only people that will outlive us is people that live on farms and know how to do farm work and, like, grow their own shit and live off the land. Just saying.
Think of the cannabis farmers. They will outlive us all.
Yup. And I will be one of them. I'm just kidding.
Cheers to that,
I'm just
my
gonna go
friend.
hide on a farm. Smoke some weed. But that's what it's anyways, things like that freak me out. Let's get back on topic.
Okay. But, having said all of this, what Crosshair was saying about cybernetic enhancements, the fact that deaf children can now get ear implants to hear
again.
and even the fact that Google Home or Alexa, if you're an older person living alone and you have a fall, you can call out to that device to call a family member or call an ambulance. Well, I don't think it can't actually dial 911. Fun fact. Found that out.
Stupid.
I know. But it can remind you to take your pills on time.
Yeah.
It can turn off lights so you don't have to get up and walk across it. Like, there are a lot of pros, but then I also know that it's a slippery slope and blah blah blah.
That's
but
the thing.
I think that there are a lot of positives, and that's why we play Stardew, to prepare for the impending apocalypse.
Yeah, and Kung Fu Fairies make another mention, like, they're pretty good at making artificial eyes. They've even started making artificial limbs for people who, like, don't have limbs so they can walk again. Even, like, arms with, like, actually full range of motion in the fingertips that can grab and things like that. So there's things that I find, like, are so amazing in terms of technological advancement, but at the same time, it's not super widespread yet, because, like,
it's still
not
very
everyone
much
can
the people with money who can afford
exactly
it.
And, like, will it ever be affordable? I have my doubts. I'm just gonna go live in a farm and get high. Cathy talking about great.
Did you quote the other one about her not being paranoid?
It's like 12 pixels at this point. Can't down that one because most people wouldn't buy something that snitched on them. Same reason self-driving cars are built to save the driver even if it kills other people. That's kind of fucked up in scary, but also tons of people don't know how to
An
drive.
allegory for life.
Kind of. The other thing is, like, will people be so reliant on self-driving cars that they forget how to drive? And there is a point in like, Teslas and stuff like that, you can have a manual override for things. But, like, if you don't know how to drive, like, why?
Well, hell, I mean, I remember...
Will licenses
I
change?
used to love talking on the phone. I would get home from school and, like, my BFF and I would be talking on the phone for, like, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Now I hate it when people call me.
I know! I have friends that still call me, and when they call, I'm like, are you okay? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, because you're... Why did you call me?
If you're not my agent, I don't want to hear from you. I'm kidding.
Like, just send me a text. I don't want to speak to a human being.
Or at least
I'm the worst.
Amber, bless her, has finally figured out that she needs to text me and say, can we talk in 10 minutes? And I say, yes, that's fine.
You're terrible. But also, I agree.
She used to call me all the time and I would never answer. My phone's always on silent.
Kung Fu Fenris says, I, for one, welcome our new world. We just need to find the damn soul first. Then we can get really funky. That's really true. Good enough. Self-driving cars are doing better at not killing people in traffic than regular cars. I agree, but I feel like it might reach a point where, like, you won't need a license anymore because the car drives itself, and that's the part that worries me, because, like, if you do need to, like, take control at some point because you have to do, like, some crazy maneuver or whatever, you won't know how to fucking drive.
Well, I mean, just as a really loose example, I used to work in retail. And
I used to work at a restaurant, so
oh my god, I'm so sorry. When the internet would go down and the debit machine wouldn't work, guess what? We were operating on a cash-only basis, and guess who has to do the math?
No.
You do. The computer's not going to tell you how much change to give this person. Like, just on a really, really basic level, we learned math. We were forced to learn math, and then we were given fancy calculators later, but, like, it's just the ability to do it, even though you are barely called upon to do this shit in the day.
Okay, let's bring it back to Alita.
Okay, there was our tangent, but still relevant in its own special way.
I want to know what people thought of the character Alita, like, learning who she is, as she also learned who she is, and, like, do you like her yet? Or are you, like, jury's still out? Do you not like her? For me, jury's still out on whether I, like, really like her or not. I think she's badass as fuck. Like, fucking killing people. A lot of it has to do with, like, the body that she was given, I guess. But I do think she's really badass in terms of fighting. I think her attitude is great, albeit a little bit naive at times.
Yes.
So
Wait
I'm
till
still
you
like,
read more.
Oh, great. I'm still like, I like her, but, like, I'm not, like, convinced yet on her personality, because I don't think she actually has one yet fully.
Well, I mean, we could get into a whole discussion about where is one's soul. You know, where does the nature of a person, creature, robot, creation exist? She was given a body that makes her a fighting machine.
Yeah.
Somebody who feeds off of the battle and is very good at it. But where does the body end and she begin?
That's
and how much
the
who
thing.
was she before the body?
Because I feel like her drive to want to fight is driven by the body and not so much her. Mind you, we don't know anything about her really yet.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mistress said she's, I don't know, jury's still up because I don't think we learned anything about her. Crosshair mentions, I started liking her when the lines, you seem to be more adult, oh really, came up. How much is the battlesuit messing with herself?
Yeah.
She doesn't actually talk or explain much. Girl gets fighting body, goes to fight. Being a blank slate is a personality. Nature versus nurture, pretty relevant.
True dat.
She was a fighter in the crappy parts body too. That's when she drop kicked the banshee into the wall. That's true though, because even with her old body, she had like an urge to fight. So maybe,
You're right.
maybe there is like a blur between like her, like who she used to be that she can't remember,
And who she is.
and who she is. That's like what we kind of get the sense of, since she like She gets the berserker body. Her urge to fight is even more pronounced. But even in her mind, she feels like this is what she needs to be doing.
Well, and also how much of it is Ito's influence on her?
Yeah, because he's a bounty hunter. He just can't do it anymore because he got stabbed in the chest.
Stabbity stab.
Stabbity stab. How did everyone feel about Ito? I was. Were we on air when we spoke about this?
I don't know.
That I didn't trust him.
No, we weren't.
No, we weren't. So we spoke about this before. When the doctor was introduced, and then he finds Alita and he gives her a body. There's like a moment where you're very suspicious of him because you think like he's the one going around.
He's the serial killer.
Yeah, killing people and like taking their parts.
Killing
That's
robots.
literally what I thought. I was like, well, I just figured out this book in like the first 5 minutes of reading it, and that's not what it is at all. You find out like he's looking for the killer to kill him, and it just so happens that like the junkyard person he goes to ends up having like scraps of the people who the guy killed's body, like, yeah. I guess. She's a fighter. That's not Shoku Punchy. Doc basically gave an Alzheimer boxer a rocket launcher. He's a bit psychotic in any case. He changes moods in a heartbeat. I also found, and I think I read a different translation than this.
What?
To be honest, because when I was looking at some of the text, it wasn't exactly what I had seen in terms of the text. First of all, this is my favorite fucking part.
Oh, the dog?
When the dog shows up again.
The dog's freaking brilliant.
Because, yeah, the doctor is like, he knows what he wants. And then he finds Alita, and it's like, this is his opportunity to, like, take care and nurture something. Mm-hmm. But she just wants to fight, and he's like, God damn it, this is not what I want. But also, I do it, so, like, I can't tell her no.
Yeah.
But then it's like, he has theories about things that I don't understand. Like, at some point, he thinks that Makaku has a crush on Alita. And I don't get it. Like, I don't see it as that at all.
I think he has this weird, well, I mean, can you call the need to possess someone's body and so that their suffering gives your heart life? What do you call that? You call that like an obsession, and from his point of view, he probably calls it some kind of perverted love, but like
it's like he also has an obsession with her.
He does, and he originally created her to be this beautiful doll-like thing, which is, and he full-on says, I created you to be a thing of beauty, but you are pushing back against that, and I can't go against your nature, what you want to do.
Yeah.
So that was this whole other thing. And I'm just glad that he accepted, didn't stand in the way of her being a badass fighting machine.
So Mistrich says, like the doctor, thought it was an okay twist. I was like, this is possibly too obvious, but I was just on the fence enough of this could set her off leaving.
Oh shit.
He does like to kill a lot, and even says so.
Yep.
Okay, so the new version says it's a retranslation. And her name is not Alita in Japanese. The manga is called Gunma, and her name is Gali. They kept her name because it's too well known in the West not to. Yeah, and then Kung Fu Fenris mentions, overprotective much, parental instincts has gone a bit faulty. He did give in to the warrior thing.
Yeah, which is true. Important.
But then I just felt it was strange that like when she really wanted to fight Makaku, and then Makaku like just wants to kill. Well, he doesn't want to kill her.
No,
he wants to keep her as a fucking
limbs
prize
and wear her as a pendant,
which is fucking weird. It's just weird. And
for
me,
says your tears and screams and sobs will
comfort
my broken heart.
Yeah, and it's like I don't see that as a crush. I see that as like a serial killer type obsession with someone, which I would not deem as a crush in any fucking way at all. Like at all. But then the part that I think is interesting is she doesn't know who she is yet, but knows she has this urge to want to fight and I guess like do good.
Yes.
Whereas Makaku really came from like a terrible place, like was abandoned as a child and thrown in the sewer and like living off fucking shit essentially, and getting burned, and then like crying, getting this like crying for help. Some mysterious doctor, who looks like Ido apparently. She says like he has the same mark that Ido has.
I bet you.
So then I was like, is it Ido? I don't fucking know. But he also then has this urge that he has to hurt and like eat people's brains to feel comfort. And is that a product of like the life he had previously, or is it a product of the body that was made for him? That's where I'm kind of like, it's interesting. Like both their bodies are having like other. Well, yeah, because another sense of like purpose.
When cyber enhancements come into the picture, then you have the original self, then you have the self, the cyber enhanced self, and then you have the environment in which you are brought up. So there's 3 like variables at play if we're gonna talk about that. Like what was Alita before Ido found her? What did Ido make her into?
Yeah.
And what did the society make her into?
Which we don't know.
Or like
yet.
What did her robot body make her into? And then what did Ido and her society make her into? So it's 3 tiers.
I like that Mr. said a pendant that never stops screaming is kind of metal as fuck. Agree.
Crosshair's calling him Mackie Mucky, which is great.
Mackie Mucky seemed to kind of Mackie Mucky, Miss Makaku. I feel like most of these mangas would have had him be much more reluctant.
Ido, to accept her battle warrior.
Yeah. Crosshair has a hot take idea that Alita and Makaku were maid trained in the same place. That's kind of what I'm thinking as well. And then Mistress has a very good point that both were thrown into the trash. So maybe they were built from the same thing. And it's just, it's fucking weird. I need to read more of it.
Yeah. For what it's worth, it was not answered in my part that I read.
No. I feel like you really need to get... I mean, there's 9 fucking volumes, so you really probably need to get into the thick of it to really understand things.
Yeah, so the original title of Battle Angel Alita series in Japan is Ganmu.
Yeah, that's what...
portmanteau of the kanji characters for gun and dream. Gun Dream! Likewise, the protagonist's name is not Alita, but Gali. At the time of its original translation to English in the mid-1990s, the title of the series and its namesake were changed to make it more appealing to an English-speaking audience, especially given the niche audience for manga at the time.
I kind of hate when they do that, because then I feel like I learn the wrong names for things. Because with Sailor Moon, they did that. They don't do that in the manga, at least, but they do it in the television series. Like, they named, like, Rini, Serena, whatever. Some people's names are the same, but, like, Serena is not Serena. It's Usagi.
Yeah.
In the manga.
Try refreshing Mistrich, because I have no dropped frames on our end.
Anyways, yeah. So, it's Usagi in the manga as well, but then, like, for the English dub of the cartoon, it's Serena. And I'm just like, where did you get this fucking name? Like,
from Serenity.
Yeah, well, I guess. I just realized that, actually. That's pretty hilarious. It only took me, like, 20 years.
Well, that's why, like, I do not understand why everyone has such a hard time finding Princess Serenity. You have a fucking Sailor Moon named Serena. I wonder
who Queen Serenity is.
God
Anyways.
Damn it! Okay.
Crosshair might read more, but I have other comics need to get to first. This isn't exactly top of the list. It would be a fun world to dip a toe in, but now I'm primed for the movie.
Yeah.
I'm also like, I'm really glad I read it, and I will read the second part, because I feel like
you can borrow this if you want.
I feel like no, I have it. I have a thing online. I feel like the movie is volume 1. I think the movie will be volume 1.
It might touch on volume 2.
Oh, sorry, volume, like, this book.
Yes.
The movie will be the entirety of this book.
That makes
is what I think.
A lot of sense to me.
So, yeah, we'll see. Here's the trailer for anyone. Okay, good job. So people should watch the trailer. Liz, are you gonna watch it right now?
No.
I can't wait.
No, it's 2 minutes here. Ah! Wait a minute.
She does it in the manga. Yeah.
Is that a real person?
So it's a real person. They digitally enhanced her eyes to make them bigger. I'm not sure why.
Well,
aside from trying to make her look
like her.
Well, aside from trying to make it more like the character in the manga, I think they did CGIs. What does BESM mean? I feel like I'm scared to ask. It is to make her inhuman, but it also really reflects like how she actually looks in the manga. Like her eyes are pretty big. Big eyes, small mouth. Got it. I didn't know that was like a term. I feel like I learned something new today.
I did too.
BFM.
The more you know.
Old school anime style. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yes. True. I used to draw characters, anime characters as a teen. CGI is not even cyberpunk. Damn. Is it though? Isn't it? That was really high. I'm sorry.
Oh shit, you want to talk about the art?
Yes.
Talk about it, bitch.
Okay, so
God,
why is this happening? No,
talk?
I'm good.
No.
Let's talk about the art. I did feel like because it's so sketchy, there's so much detail that like you could miss a lot, but at the same time it still works if you're just like looking at it from a distance. But yeah, it's just so like sketchy, and I feel like you can really like take a really long time to look at the artwork and like notice all these things. See, like now I just noticed that on Makaku's belt, you know, there's like a hog that he speaks to like ask to like search stuff about Alita so he could know like what's the best attack, almost like a golf caddy or whatever. I didn't realize it was like on his belt. Or maybe it's not on his belt, but I think it is on his belt. Graphics wise, Crosshair says, I don't know much about manga styles, but I found this a bit confusing in the art. It's readable enough, but a bit heavy on the eyes. But yeah, looking back at the screens a second time makes more sense. That's the thing. I feel like maybe in a sense it's too detailed, but a lot of the times mangas are like this in their art style. But I feel like there's because mangas are done like this, it forces you to take the time to analyze each panel, and in doing that the fights become clearer. You get little details that are maybe not explained but are shown almost in the sense of a film. Kung Fu says, big fan of Yukito Kishiro, looks a lot like Ghost in the Shell. I don't know a lot about this guy because I feel like it's like the first thing I read from him, but it's just like crazy how detailed it is, and like the fact that it's for the most part in black and white. The shading really has to be strong and have like a big part. Lines are such an indicator of movement and force or whatever, because you look at things like this. Actually, this is towards the end. I'm just going to show you this panel. There's no spoilers in this. Like, all the lines are horizontal, so you know that she's moving forward, compared to this image where it's just like a still of the puddle, and like it's all cross-hatched for the shading. So like this, you get a sense of movement. Here, the same thing with the lines, like you get a sense of like movement and like stuff's going on. So yeah, I really liked it. The direction of the lines are very important in this manga, I find. Yeah. Now that you look it over,
pointing it out,
that's what I mean. Like, I know this is like towards the end, but like you know she's moving.
Well, even with her hair, like
yeah, you know she's moving here. You know there's like an urgency, and she just turned around really quick. Here, there's like a sense of stillness aside from like the ripples and the puddles, and like all this movement of lines shows you the direction that the action is going in. And if there's a really like big moment.
Fuck, yo. You're right.
That's why I feel like the way it's drawn is like can translate so well into a film because they're literally showing you.
Oh, it's a shot list.
That's what I'm saying. It's a shot list because you know, like, okay, in this there's gonna be a movement this way. In this it's gonna be still, but it's raining and like stuff like that. Anyways, that's my analysis.
So boss.
Let's see. Sketchy manga look was a predecessor to the digital painting that is more common now. The lines and shade are often used with rastering. Fang is the cutest heavy metal pupper. Sorry for clapping, but when Fang disappeared and then reappeared, I had I was so happy, especially because he came in and he fucking like rips out his other eye thing, and I was like, yes! And then the dog just like takes the baby and like goes away. Anyways, it was like the best fucking thing ever. And the dog is clearly a Shiba Inu. That's what it looks like, at least to me.
No, I think you're right.
Want to bet Fang is a cyborg? No, I don't think Fang is a cyborg. I think Fang is like an actual dog, which just makes me so happy that he's an actual dog.
Okay, so you talked about the art. I don't think I have much to add other than like there are some incredible illustrations that I lost my shit over. This was the first thing that I saw when I opened it.
Yeah.
And I just was like, damn, son.
But I think I will reread it just to be able to really look at all the images. And there's so much sound and
utopia.
like this. I don't. What is this? I can't tell properly. But I feel like if you really look at it.
I think he's hitting something with his stick.
Yeah.
Clank.
So, yeah, anyways, I really like the art. Even though it made the fights messy to
It did.
to
There was so
understand.
much movement.
That's the problem. And then that means, like, additional lines and, like, more confusing unless you're really taking the time to look at it. So, yeah. That's it.
Did you have anything else in your notes that you wanted to touch on?
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned a few things.
I mean, there's classism, so like City versus the Junkyard, which we kind of already spoke about. Alita contemplating her humanity while fighting Makaku. This is mostly like towards the end of the fight, where she kills him or is about to kill him. She says I feel like she sees something in him that it kind of resonates with her, and like she knows she has to kill him, but then she feels bad, so she has remorse. You find out like she has remorse.
And then we were talking about how like even when she's a bounty hunter, she doesn't accept the payment because she's trying to do good.
She's trying to do good, and I think she is. Oh,
how is that? Oh, that's my
your bookmark.
Yeah, my bookmark. Sorry, Air Canada. I stole this tag off your blanket to be a bookmark for my beautiful copy.
No many times I've used random bits of things for a bookmark.
Property of Air Canada.
Liz is a thief.
Wah, wah.
Oh, she was a good one. Wait. I love the trope of dogs coming in for the save. Wait, is that like a thing? I thought she would do best doggo.
Oh yeah, that's happened in... I can't name any off the top of my head.
Whoa, background is so good, but a lot of... Okay.
Yeah, the background. But I'm even noticing like when we were playing our... when we were playing Primordia and Techno Babylon, there are some really beautiful, even Blade Runner. Like when I think of those games and films, I think of a beautiful cityscape. Yeah. So having really like intricately drawn backgrounds in the manga just makes a lot of sense.
And everything's like in a layer. Yeah. Like the underground, blah blah, and then the city on top. Hot question. If Alita was destroyed and rebuilt once more, would she be the same person? But destroyed how? Like memory erased again? Is that what we think? Feel like if her memory was erased again, like it is currently, but there was... Okay, so yes. So, and there was something deep down in the consciousness of her brain that couldn't... It was something like... It's like a failsafe that it cannot be erased. Yeah. But you need to, like, unlock it by, like, doing certain things.
Like I think, Jason Bourne.
Yeah. I think eventually she would always get to the same place.
So you think that she's destined to become Battle Angel?
Yes.
No matter what?
Yeah. I think because there's something with being like attached to the berserker body that resonated with her, that there's something deep in her psyche that's like slowly being unraveled. That's just my opinion. Also,
okay, do you think that's something that was programmed into her?
Yeah, I think it's programmed into her that like even if it's erased or she forgets, it's still like deep, a save file deep within that cannot be actually erased.
Is that sad for you?
That she can't.
The idea of no matter how much programming exists on top of her original programming, that one save file
Will always be there.
Will always be there, but it still wasn't something that was natural. Does that make you sad?
It doesn't make me sad.
So why is this like a more pure state for herself to exist in than
the ultimate,
than anything else, than any other body that's given to her?
Because I feel like it's part of her creation. Like whoever created her, like wanted this for her. I mean, this can like go into a whole fucking. This can go into like a philosophical talk about like humans and like what is our purpose and things like that, and like was our purpose programmed into us and whatever. Like you totally make a parallel with that, but part of it I feel is like because she's an android and not a human, I think of it as something different.
Okay.
I think like she can still have human emotions because she's learning human emotions and like when to react and how to react to certain things because she's a robot. But like as a human being, I don't feel that way. So like I think of it as something separate. Like so whoever created her had this like path for her that was set up.
Okay.
That cannot be deviated from completely. And that in the end, like that's the path she will return to. I don't know. It's like
no. I think this is
weird
really
philosophy.
interesting because Kung Fu Fenris is saying,
or is it her soul? Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Maybe it is a soul, and maybe like
exactly
anything and everything can have a soul. Even something that is created, and
this
even
is a
though
big discussion.
And then
big discussion.
Yeah, that's the thing. So then I could be. Please. And then I could be wrong because maybe... Oh, yes. Akira is so good. We can watch it. I have it if you want.
Amazing.
At my house.
Will I appreciate it if I'm a little...
Yeah, excellent. Might be confused, but...
Fair enough. I usually am.
Battle in a place in the kingdom... That's the thing. So I just want to go back to what Kung Fu Fenris said about... or is it her soul? And then it's like, and then maybe I'm wrong, and then everything has a soul. Even the things that we create have their own soul and their own purpose that's completely different than our expectations of what that thing should be, right? Mm-hmm. Which could be the case for her. It could be she was programmed to be a killing machine.
Yep.
But on top of being a killing machine, she feels like there's something else that is driving her life, and she doesn't know what it is yet.
Okay, so you don't think... Yeah. All right. Okay. Fine. Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that I accept, because I know that she's had a few realizations in terms of what she's supposed to do, and one of them is definitely, I am supposed to fight.
Yes.
Maybe not I'm supposed to kill, but I am supposed to fight. That is what I was created to do. But there is something else on top of that.
Yeah. What's up, Dan-man?
Hello.
Okay, wait. I want to see what other people said.
Yeah, so now we're talking about Shintoism. There's a spirit and everything.
Well, she seems to have a purpose, but aren't we not defined by our lack of predestined? But aren't we not defined by our lack of predestined?
Ooh, there's
purpose?
a lot of negatives in there, Kung Fu
her,
Fenris. Can you break that down?
Does that make her more or less human? That moves back to the Japanese Cooking Light magazine. What? Happy New Year, Dark Alvin.
What's up, Dark Alvin? Glad you could join.
Shintoism that ascribe there is a spirit in everything.
Oh, Kung Fu Fenris brings up a really good point. So a programmed purpose and not follow it. As an example of reproduction for humans.
I mean...
Oh, shit.
God.
I was not expecting this discussion to get this deep. But also, it's like, you know, what is
life, even?
If Alita's you know, purpose and core self was in fact just programmed by somebody, does the intentions of that somebody matter? If this is somebody, you know,
or do
who's out to do good, or if this is a big mindless corporation just out to further enslave the scrap heap dwellers by using these battle angels to keep them in line, does that make it a tainted soul? Am I reading too much into this? Definitely.
Doing Cyberpunk, you get this discussion. That's true. It's our own fault. Because then there's, like, you can kind of go on a tangent and say, like, are we defined? Are we defined by our wants and needs? Or are we defined by society's expectations? Because you think about how, that's what I'm saying. Because you think about how it was 50 years ago, and what was the expectation of a human being? To get married, have kids, and have a home, and all this stuff.
Like, live your life as Mad Men.
Yeah. Whereas you look at it now, and it's kind of like, we're in a generation where less people are having kids. More people are focused on their careers and success, and like that's not really what the main point was back in the day. So it fluctuates.
Things change.
It fluctuates as time goes on. So yeah. I don't even know how to continue this conversation.
I fucking love that we're having this discussion.
Also,
because this is what I paid to be here for.
Hey, Aragwen.
What's up, Aragwen?
Tier 1 in this place.
And meanwhile, Crosshair is sitting in the middle of this discussion going, okay, there was an ancient city, then a huge war that ruined everything. So Alita was probably built at the same time as the War Berserkers, so the Battle Angel stuff probably comes from there. Now that the more we say Battle Angel, the more I think of, like, the Valkyrie.
Yeah, kind of.
Which means,
maybe there's a whole team of them.
Yeah, a team of Battle Angels.
That'd be amazing.
And the one who, like, the mother of the Battle Angels. The queen, the one who
Crosshair says, I'm waiting for the generation who goes, we must rule this galaxy with an iron thumb.
Hey, Rocky, thank you so much for subscribing, bud.
Yay. We do need spaceships.
19 months. 19 months. 19 months. Rocky subscribed. Oh, thank you.
Yay.
Happy end of 2018, y'all. Why is this so far over?
I don't know. Usually it's right here, so I can put my hand under the coins.
So you can catch the poop.
I can catch the poop coins. Okay.
Whew, that was exhausting.
I mean,
and that was just from you bringing up one of your points.
I know. Wow.
And we definitely didn't resolve anything, but that's okay.
We didn't resolve anything, but I don't even think we need to, because this is such an open-ended conversation, and everyone's opinion is valid. And
absolutely. It's my favorite thing about this book.
And we could totally, like, we could talk about this for, like, 3 hours. We should have fucking made this the one for January. Just so we could, like, talk about it for 3 hours. But it's fine. We'll wrap it up. Final thoughts.
Oh, shit.
Well, it's 2. We can keep going. Because we want to talk about the next book, the date.
Yep.
What the next episode will entail. Because it's the 10th episode. This looks like it calls for wine more than rum and scotch.
Yeah, right. Well, right now I'm feeling very philosophical. I'm like, oh.
No. Scotch. Is it scotch? It's whiskey.
Right? Fenris is just glad we got to talk about deep stuffs. I'm glad too.
Me too.
As much as it warms my heart when we read a book and we're all like, yeah, I loved it.
This is great discussion, and
this is fantastic.
We need to do more books like this, I think.
Yep.
So,
or maybe because this came from your notes, dude. So I need to take more notes. There can be more discussion points.
It's okay.
Thanks, Sarah Gwen.
Need a nap before Changeling 2 as I slept like shit. Please take a nap before Changeling.
Okay, so let's talk about, we have to talk about what book is next, when is next, what we're doing next.
Yes.
And what we need from you next.
Episode 10. We've decided, haphazardly, that all seasons will be 10 episodes long.
It just happened that way.
It's a nice number, 10. So our next book is a suggestion that I made, and I'm so excited because I read this such a long time ago. But it's Fray by Joss Whedon. Yes, Joss Whedon wrote this comic book, and it's freaking wonderful.
Well, now you've
because it's set in a Buffy universe. By the way, it's just a different timeline. Because she's like kind of like a Slayer.
Well, it says Fray, it's called Future Slayer. Like, it's literally.
So I'm gonna read the synopsis on the back.
Oh.
Hundreds of years in the future, so it's in the future, Manhattan has become a deadly slum, not a dirty slum.
It's already a dirty slum.
A deadly slum run by mutant crime lords and disinterested cops. Stuck in the middle is a young girl who thought she had no future until she learned she has a great destiny. In a world so poisoned that doesn't notice the monsters on the streets, how can a street kid like Fray unite a fallen city against a demonic plot to consume mankind? I read this really randomly because I got this book because someone at work was just like giving away comics, and
they gave you them?
Yup.
I paid
and then I saw
$10 for this.
I saw Joss Whedon, and I was like, I think I'm gonna like this.
Sorry.
And I did. And it's really fun. I really loved Fray. I was telling Liz when I was younger and I read this, I dyed my hair exactly like her at some point. It's amazing. Classic Steven. It actually wasn't Steven, Ben. It was someone else. But Steven does do that, and I do take comic books from him. Hilarious.
Do you know how many of my books are from John? Like, do you?
Well, that's what I mean. At some point, like, you just
right.
collect so much comics, and you're like, I'm probably not going to read this again, so I should just give it away. So we will be reading, this is volume 1, right?
I think so. God, I hope so.
Happening.
I mean, this looks like volume 1 to me.
No, it just starts.
But it's not. Maybe.
Anyways,
so
I'm pretty sure it's volume 1.
Actually, how many pages does this puppy have?
This
is issues 1 through 8. The one that we're
okay.
For anyone who needs to read it on, who plans to read it on Google Play,
they do have it on Google Play.
We're pretty sure, yeah, that it's the same one. Boom.
So the cover looks like this.
This is not an affiliate link. We're not getting a percentage from Google.
Unfortunately. But Google, holla at your girls if
Google's
you
listening.
do
My
want
phone is
that.
listening.
It's true. Feeling philosophical.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, wait. Aurora Borealis, Astoria's Borealis. What? I don't know what's happening. Slayer 2099. Hundreds of years at the pace it's going, we're looking at 20 years tops. That's true. Okay, so this is what we're reading next.
This looks like it only has a volume.
Okay, great.
Oh, yeah. Possibly.
Probably.
Anyway, we're gonna read this and hope for the best. As we do.
You gonna like it, I think. I hope. Oh god, I hope you like it, because I chose it. You might not. Anyways, doesn't matter.
This is how I felt about Saga and Wicked and the Divine.
Yeah, but Saga is like everybody, it's like critically acclaimed. How could you be worried about Saga? You silly.
And Rat Queens. I just wanted you to love
really good.
Anything that I love.
And I have. Okay, the other thing, so because it's episode 10 and it's the season finale, I guess we'll say that, we will be having a pizza party. Pizza?
Pizza.
Or do we want something else?
It's always pizza.
Pizza party. Pizza. And we will be going down our top 10 lists of the season. Of all the books we read this season, in order of preference, 1 being the book you love the most.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing a countdown.
So come ready with your top 10 lists. If you did not read all 10 of the books we read, that's okay. Fine. Just make a top list of the ones you did read,
yeah,
so you can partake.
We're going to start with 10. Everyone will share their number 10.
Yeah.
Then everyone will share their number 9 and continue that way.
Yeah.
So you just hop in when it applies to you.
Was it Crazy Blue Election? Oh.
Not on Comixology. I thought it did. Amazon was prompting us.
It's not on Comixology, but I'd give this a buy.
Comixology.
We saw it on Amazon.com on Comixology, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I believe you, Mr. Rich, if you didn't find it.
Unless, like, Amazon is a liar.
No. Okay, so that is definitely what we're doing.
It's buyable on there. Okay.
Crosshair, if possible, if you get the MoveBot command updated soon, would you be able to put just a reminder of the 10 graphic novels that we will have read by the end of season 2? Thank you very much. We're also going to give you the date, which Crosshair needs. The date is Sunday, January 27th at 1 p.m.
Episode 10, January 27th. We're going to discuss Fray Volume 1, and we're going to go over our top 10 lists from Season 2 of Punchy Book Club.
I have no idea how I'm going to make this list. Why are we so good at picking books?
I know.
Why are you guys so good at giving suggestions?
That said, every volume of Battle Angel on Comixology, if anyone wants to finish it, for $4.99 a month. That's pretty cool.
I mean, what did I buy? I bought another Captain Marvel
I kind of want to see this link that Kung Fu Fenris sent.
Wicked and the Divine Volume 3 as well, so I'm powering through that series. Yeah. Story. Oh, this was that. Where everyone was talking about Avengers. Oh, sorry, everyone.
Oh, it's after an explosion. That's kind of crazy.
Isn't it?
After explosion at Con Ed.
Oh.
Astoria Borealis. That's pretty funny, but also not.
Oh, shit. I thought
and there was power outages because of it. That's weird.
Okay, here we go. So, this is what we have read in Season 2. Sailor Moon Book 1, Marvel 1602.
Wayward Volume 1, Runaways Volume 1,
Captain Marvel Volume 1, Rise of Alpha Flight, Glitter Bomb Volume 1,
Spider-Man Miles Morales Volume 1, Wicked and Divine Volume 1,
Battle Angel Alita Volume 1. And
then the next book will be Fray by Joss Whedon.
Oh, shit.
That's the max limit for the command.
What a goddamn dynamite season.
Totally forgot, right? I also forgot we read Marvel 1602, and I loved that freaking graphic novel. But now that we've read so many good ones, it's going to be really... I think this year especially, like this season of book club, we had too many good ones. Whew. I haven't seen Spider-Verse yet.
But I am very, very, very excited to see it. I hear nothing but good things.
Same. I heard it's an amazing superhero movie. That's what I heard.
So reminder, that is Sunday, January 27th at 1 p.m. right here. We should close up with some final thoughts if anyone has them for Battle Angel Alita. I enjoyed it. I will not be spending like tons of money procuring the rest. Like I'm not so obsessed with it and in love with it that I need to get everything. But if I come across more issues in a used bookstore or if I end up getting a subscription to Comixology, I'll definitely keep reading it because it's pretty fucking cool.
Will you watch the anime? Would you be interested in watching the anime?
Yeah. Okay. I think I would. You gonna read?
Like the movie anime thing. Yeah. I might.
Well, let's do it.
I think like you said, like I also really liked it. I think I want to at least finish the volume, so like up to chapter 11 or 12.
Yep.
And then watch the anime. And then also watch the movie. And see like what the comparison is between all of them.
That's always fun. What did we do that for? We watched the movie version. Oh, I rewatched V for Vendetta when we read.
Oh, yeah.
That was fucking cool.
All the volume ones, Shakes Fist. I liked it. Made my brain smarts. You were already smart. Just heightened your awareness of your smartness,
exactly.
I think. Happy New Year, Dark Elven.
Dark Elven. Thank you for dropping by.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who renewed their subscriptions with my channel.
Yeah.
And Crosshair, thanks for being boss mod.
Yeah.
Bunny in the chat. That's like manning the chat, but you're a bunny.
You have stuff today after this.
I do.
Changeling.
We're back on Changeling after a 1-week hiatus. We are back tonight, 6 p.m. So much shit has gone down.
Oh, snap.
I don't even know how to process. But that's happening 6 p.m. on John's channel, twitch.tv/JohnBarrel. Thank you, Moobot.
Yay. So, I guess that's it. Some really good discussions, guys. Like, thank you for showing up every time we do this. It's such a fun fucking time.
I love this
talking
book
about
Damn.
books that we love with people we really enjoy having discussions with. Just want to say thanks, guys. Thanks for a great year of Punchy Book Club. / season 2. It's been great. So we're gonna keep doing this until we read every book in the world.
Run out of graphic novels.
Yeah, which is gonna take a long time.
All right, we're gonna start going to 3 books a month.
3 books? Actually, I could do it.
Crosshair's like,
graphic
no.
novels. Seriously, love having these discussions with everyone. It's really fun, and everyone's really great. I love it so much. Yay, reading.
All right, everyone. Well, we will see you on the Twitterverse or Changeling. I am back to streaming Punchy on Fridays. So
there you go.
Hope to see that. I think I'm starting Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You're the first one to
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. Can I come for one of the streams? Thanks.
Of course you can.
This Friday?
Sure.
I'm not working,
Yeah,
so
do it.
we're chilling.
Do it.
See you guys soon, maybe. Bye, everyone.